Hello and welcome to the video demonstration of enrolling your employees on the BioPunch clock. The purpose of this demonstration is to give you visual guidance on how to enroll your employees on the clock. We must stress, however, that you still need to read your manual thoroughly before going through with this demonstration. It is important that you know and can refer to the concepts that I'll be discussing during this process. The section you need to refer to in your manual is section 4, Enrolling and Removing Employees. Before we get started, we need to explain why the clock requires you to enroll an employee's thumbprint 5 times. This is to allow the clock to accommodate employees' fingerprints when they don't align it exactly as you've enrolled it. In other words, we're trying to make the clock more flexible to accommodate misaligned fingerprints when people clock. We will be enrolling the same thumbprint 5 times over, except that at each time we will change the angle and the elevation of the thumbprint. Before we get started with this process, I would like to first show you your fingerprint call, as this is the central point whereby you'll be enrolling people on the sensor. The fingerprint call, if you have a look at my thumbprint, is this center section of your thumbprint. It is basically the center point where all your prints converge. That is called the thumbprint call. Let's go through the first steps in terms of enrolling your employees on the clock. I will be demonstrating the position of the thumb. Position number 1 is basically putting your thumb straight vertically and ensuring that the fingerprint call, as discussed earlier, is placed centrally on the sensor. That is position number 1. Be sure that your employees do not apply too much pressure, as this can smudge the fingerprint. All that is needed is light pressure. That's position number 1. Position number 2 is exactly the same, except that we are going to slightly align the thumb to the left. Position number 3, again we are presenting the fingerprint call to the center of the sensor, and we're going to slightly align the thumbprint to the right. The 4th position is we are going to place our thumbprint on the sensor in the vertical straight position, except that we are going to align it slightly higher on the sensor. Position number 5 is also vertically straight. This time, however, we're going to place the fingerprint call lower on the sensor. In each case, you would have enrolled the thumbprint in a slightly different position, basically 5 positions. Having showed you the 5 positions for the thumbprint, we're now in a position to enroll my thumb as an example. The first thing you need to do is log on to the BioPunch clock as the administrator. We do this by pressing the menu button. Again, you need to familiarize yourself with the manual to ensure you know what the buttons and the menus mean. We're going to press the menu button. It's going to ask us for an admin ID. By default, the admin ID is A999. We're going to press enter. The system asks us for a password. The default password is 1, enter. We're now in the main menu. The first icon that comes up is the add user icon. This is the icon we'll be using to enroll a new user. So we're going to press enter. The system now takes us into the add user submenu, and by default highlights fingerprint. We're going to press enter at this stage because we're going to be enrolling a fingerprint. Enter again. The system now asks us for an ID. This is the ID that you'll be assigning to your employees that are going to be clocking on the unit. Every ID needs to be unique. Please refer to your manuals on how to configure IDs and associate them with the names of your employees. The ID, as an example, I'm going to use 1. Press enter. The system is now going to ask me to present my thumb for enrollment. The message I'm seeing here is finger 1 of 5, wait for finger. As demonstrated earlier, the first position is placing your thumb centrally on the sensor in the vertical position. The system has accepted my registration and has given me a message saying, template stored, please press enter. I'm now going to press enter. The system then asks me for finger 2 of 5 and gives me a message, wait for finger. Same thing again, I'm going to present my thumb on the sensor, except this time I'm going to align it slightly to the left, ensuring the core of my thumbprint is in the center of the sensor. Press enter again. It's now asking me for finger 3 of 5. Same thing again, we're going to present our thumb to the sensor, except this time we're going to align it slightly to the right. Template stored, please press enter. System's now waiting for finger 4 of 5. This time we're going to present the thumb in the vertical position again, except that we're going to place it slightly higher on the sensor. Template stored, please press enter. It's now waiting for finger 5 of 5. Again, thumb in the vertical position, a little bit lower on the sensor. Complete, user added, please press enter. You now know that you've successfully enrolled 5 templates of the same finger for this employee. You can now press the return button to return to the main menu. What I'll also be demonstrating now is how to enable auto match for your employees. Again, you need to refer to your manual for more technical information around auto match. In a nutshell, what it means is your employees can clock on the system purely by placing their finger on the sensor. We're now back at the main menu. We're going to navigate to the auto match icon using the previous and next buttons. I'll press the next button to highlight the auto match icon. As you can see, it says auto match. Press enter. We're going to enter the ID. In this case, my ID is number 1. You can select which employees you would like to have on auto match by entering their ID. I'm going to enter 1, press enter. It's now going to give me a message confirming that auto match is enabled. I should now be able to walk straight up to the clock and purely by placing my thumb on the sensor be able to clock. I'll now demonstrate this for you. That was a successful clocking. This concludes the video demonstration.